Hello and welcome to the Sunbirdcrochet Podcast. My name is Claudia and I'm coming to you from Germany. Today I have for you two finished objects, two works in progress. Well, current being worked on works in progress, and lots of incoming yarn. Again. So let's start with finished objects. The first one you can already see, I'm wearing it. It's the low-tide sweater. And let me just stand up. I'm very happy with it. And the pattern can be found in Moorit Magazine Issue 2. It's by Jezebeth Bueno Fernandez. And let me. I made a couple of changes to it. I talked about it last time, I believe. I was holding two strands of yarn together, and this is Drop's Baby Alpaca Silk yarn in the colorway Heather. And since my gauge was way off, it's much bigger than the one with the suggested yarn, I had to compensate by making the smallest size, which was still a little bit big for the yoke bit, but perfect for the body part. So what I did was that I gathered here 3 times 8 stitches, which turned out to be a little bit of a puff sleeve. And I believe that puff sleeves are in fashion again. So win-win. I was very happy and it was such a quick make. I think I needed 1.5 weeks to make a whole sweater from start to finish. These are puff stitches and these are chain spaces, so eyelids. And the pattern is really easy. What I also made is here I added some slip stitches so that the neckline won't expand. So that's another tip. If you want to fix your garments, you can also use crochet slip stitches when you made a knitted cardigan or sweater for the neckline and also for the sleeves. So that's neat. First finished object. 10 out of 10, I think. I've already been wearing this a lot and I will continue wearing it. I actually think about making another one. Obviously it should be in a different color, but I also got like plenty of this yarn left over. So there might be another project in line. Now my next finished object. I think I lied to you. It's not a finished object. It's a work in progress. So 1 finished object and 3 works in progress. There we go. So it's this one there. I've been giving the sweater more love, and now I've come quite far. This is the Illuminate Sweater, a knitted a knitting pattern by Andrea Mowry, but I'm crocheting it, obviously. The dark green is lovely yarn from Lanascolours, and that juniper color here, that's the color name of the colorway, that's from Tamiwi Colors, also a German hand dyeing yarn shop on Etsy. And I've split for the sleeves. I'm now alternating colors for the stripes. These are just half double crochet, 2 rows of half double crochet per stripe. And when I change this to the next stripe to get a nice clean edge, I'm working into the back loop only. And I'm working on the right side, and the return I work on the inside, so the wrong side. So that the line down here, which you can hardly see anyway, there, but that doesn't like wander off to the side. And yeah, same on the body. I won't have enough of the colors, of a lighter color, to finish off a sweater in that, but I've got a similar color from the same dyer, which is called Teich, the colorway, and I believe that this is close enough. I think so. It has a bit more speckles in here, but that one also had some of these speckles. So in some parts it's a little bit more turquoise, but I think this will give actually some interest. And this one is a DK yarn. This is a 4-ply fingering weight. If I have problems with that, then I still have the same yarn weight like this one in a lighter turquoise, but I hope that this will work out. I will test it first on the sleeves, and yeah, you will see. That's my Illuminated crochet sweater. And this here is the green colorway. Does it actually say which? It doesn't say which colorway, what's it called, but it's lovely dark green, not gray. Did I say gray? It's squishy. I love the yarn from Lanascolours. I've made my Mosaica Gounès top using this yarn as well, in a Bordeaux color, but it's very squishy for being a 400 meters per 100 gram. I really can recommend it. This is my favorite yarn company, together with Marianthi yarns here in Germany. So yes, since Brexit I have to kind of find other companies. I could order still at John Abend Textiles, but it would be more expensive with the customs and all that stuff. So I was looking for indie dyers, and this is what I found. I love it. Another work in progress is a cardigan in cotton yarn, so I had to buy some cotton yarn, but this is a commission. I bought the colorway jeans in a cotton yarn from Hobbii called Rainbow, 8/4 quality. It's this color here. It's pretty much like my back wall. That's a cat. Yeah, so I was talking about this in one of my Let's Do This episodes. I took the cardigan which my sister had bought and which she wanted in a different color, and I measured the cardigan. I wrote all the measurements down in my book here, and I made all the calculations, how big each size will have to be. This is a modular design, which means that I make the cardigan in parts, and then later I will join it together. And I made the calculations, as I said. I found out that it doesn't really work out the way I wanted it to be. So I have completed the beginning of one front, and yes, it's very not so wide. This is because this will be here, and I will add to it in like working in that direction, because this is how the knitted version of the cardigan, which my sister bought, looked like. So it will have in that direction and in this direction different texture. So I began with one of the front panels, and I'm currently making the other one, which is right here. It's going quite fast, actually. I've only started it last night, and I had actually made a third of the back panel as well, but I realized that it wasn't wide enough, so I checked the measurements given for women's sizes on the Yarn Craft Council, the Craft Council website, which I will link down below. And it said that for a size M medium, it should be like 40 centimeters shoulder to shoulder, and I had considerably less. I think this might be because the cardigan, which was bought in the store, has actually like inset sleeves, so the sleeves would be part of the construction, but I don't think I want to do that. And I could just as well have worked a raglan from the top down. So this is a kind of a construction decision I had to make last night. So I ripped the back panel. I frocked it. I ripped it back. And I will do this again once I worked up the front panels. And I will just make the back panel the same size. Well, just a little bit smaller to count in the boobage. And once I have done that, I will ask my sister to come around, and then I will test before joining the sides if that will be the fit she wants, and then I will just add the sleeves and a bit of a collar. Yes, so that's another work in progress, which I intend to finish as fast as possible, because even though I really like the color of the yarn, this is cotton yarn, by the way, I like the drape and everything, but she wants it as plain as possible. And I like some interest when you make it. How to put it? I like my crochet garments to be of interest while I'm making them. So I like a bit of details and stuff like that. And yes, they might not be as wearable, maybe, but I find this uninspiring. Maybe it will look far more interesting once I have made the whole cardigan. Fingers crossed. My third work in progress is a shawl, but I'm not allowed to actually really start on it yet. So this is my Summer of Romance Kel project 2022. This is the crochet along run by Elizabeth and Claudia, who are Crochet Cakes and Crochet Luna here on YouTube and on Instagram as well. And yeah, it starts on the 5th of June, but in anticipation and joy, I've already started in a way. Let me show you what I've got. I've got a drawing for a pin button design. My couple is Penelope Featherington and Colin Bridgerton from the series Bridgerton. And I hope you can recognize them. If not, let me show you the second. Well, I transferred it on my watercolor paper, and there I was able to illustrate it. So these are Penelope and Colin as sheep. She looks like a Coburger Fuchsschaf and he looks like a Moorit. He has this high gelled up hair and she has her curly red hair and little chubby arms. Her yellow dress, of course. She always has to wear yellow. This couple will be the focus of Bridgerton series 3 next year. And I really liked their story. I mean, it was actually the first book of a Bridgerton series I ever read. This is how I started reading the Bridgerton books a couple of years ago already. Yeah, so I like Penelope's, well, not her gossiping, but I like that she's so full of joy and she's a really loyal friend. And Colin, so far in the TV series, he doesn't impress me much yet, but I'm hopeful for season 3 of Bridgerton. And I took a photo of this, I uploaded it to Canva, and I've made another design with that, which is in my little Bridgerton pouch. A purchase I've made. It's a little notions pouch, really, really small. So what I did was that where is it? There. I made a little sticker design on Canva. And I've got a Canon photo printer, which works with heat. So I was able to, it's that size only. So I made my own sticker for it. And then I also made the pin button, which is a design which is uploaded on my Redbubble account. And you can find me there as Dingle Gallery. It's also linked on in my Instagram profile. And I've made a little pin button for myself to go on a bag, which is talking about bags. I wanted to make the African waxed cotton bags, but the sewing machine has given up. It needs some repair, so I don't know if I will be able to make any bags myself. So I have ordered a new project bag in Belgium, which, to be honest, I didn't need one, but I wanted one. But back to the project which I have planned for the summer of Romance Cal. I'm planning to make another version of my Rulebreaker Shawl, which looks like this. It's my answer to the Stephen West hype. A crochet version, just like a doodling along. You start with here, right in the middle, and you let it grow, and you just see what you want to make, and then it grows and grows and grows. And I've started using some minis and leftover yarns, and this is how far I've come. It's not the same. It's not the same at all. But this is what I've come up so far, and this is just my test version. So if you like it, You might be able to test it later because I'm writing everything down this time, unlike there. With the other Rulebreaker shawl, I didn't. Not so. It's not so much in detail, I mean. So I've made this. I started with this one here, which can either be a heart upside down. If I hold it like this, then you might see that it's a little heart shape, or it could also be a bee, which is symbolic for Bridgerton. And then I wanted to add the symbol for the Featheringtons, like feathers, but my feathers, which is overlay crochet here, turned out to look like hearts. So what I did was to add some surface crochet up here to make like a frame so that it looks definitely like hearts, and I also surface crocheted over this area here and added a puff stitch here, actually two, so that it looks like a proper bee, but in the end I ripped it, I frocked it again because this looks much more wearable and nicer. So this is my work in progress, and you might ask yourself, if it's starting on the 5th of June, why do you already start now? Well, because this is just my tester. This is just my test version. I've ordered yarn from Marianthi yarns, and this is it. I put it in a gauze bag so that it doesn't get any harm. So it's a collection of rock lobster, peach, pink blush, and here's some multicolored light yarn. This is all Marianthi yarns. I use it, but this is the yarn for my Summer of Romance Kel project, and yes, it will be huge. This is like a Stephen West crochet version of pick your favorite 4-color yarn, skeins, and feel it, squish the yarn, and get inspired. Yes, I will. It's actually a high twist yarn. Let's just take it out now. So we have here the colorway Fresh. Then we have Peach Blush. And Coral. And Rock Lobster, which immediately makes me think of Ellie and Dan. Ellie has a love for everything lobster, which has to do something with, but he's her lobster. This is the plan. I might shout out for testers for the shawl. This is just like a quarter of it, if even. And yeah, we will see how this turns out. So I want to make the Ailyak Sweater by Sandra Gutierrez, and that's a pattern which is in her latest book, Crochet Knitwear, although it's all crochet. So I bought these two colors here, which is a very, very light blush beigey color and a nice rusty color, and this is called Ramie Deluxe by Zitron here. And this is 80% merino extra fine, superwash, and 20% Ramie. So it's very, very soft and squishy. So this will be a this will be a colourwork sweater, even though not that gaudy. I will have a more subtle, I think these are my colors, a more subtle colourwork sweater this time. I still have a plan to make the blue cardigan. I've still got the plan to make a cardigan, a colourwork cardigan out of this one. I found a free knit pattern and I might do that. I think it's called the Maya cardigan, but I will put the name up here. It's a, yeah, I might either use that or I might use the Sunset Highway or the Soldotna sweater pattern, which I both have bought already from Boyland Knitworks years ago, and which I might just turn into a cardigan. I will crochet this as well. I love colorwork in crochet, and I was once testing crochet colorwork cardigan, which was steeking. Had the steeking technique in it, and this steeking is not just for knitwear, this is also for crochet, and I'm interested in making this colorwork cardigan with including steeking, because it will allow me to keep working in the round instead of having to attach my yarn all the time again at the beginning and all these ends and stuff, and then later I will just snip it and I will make maybe an I-cord faux button band, and then I will use these, like I showed you already, these buttons as faux buttons, because I never actually button my cardigans. I never close them in the front, I always keep them open. So yeah, that's another plan, but no progress with this. Also no progress with my Coventina. I haven't touched it because this one came in there in between, so I don't know what to do first. All the things. Yes. What else? Shall we move on to chat? Yes, exciting news. I've bought 2 tickets for Sunday, the 14th of August, because there will be the Wollfestival in Duesseldorf, which is like an hour drive from where I live, if that even. So I bought that on the website of Maschenkunst by Daniela Johansenova. And she is selling tickets. I think the pre-sale is until mid-July. And the Wollfestival is going to be on the 13th, which is a Saturday, and the 14th of August at Rheinterrasse in Düsseldorf. And yeah, as I said, I will be there. If you're there on a Sunday and you see me, it's a scary thought, but say hello if you want to. Yeah, it's my first proper Wollfestival. I'm not counting in the one in the open air museum because that was more like a market, but a proper Wollfestival has me excited. I hope it will happen and nothing gets in between. Just this morning I started watching Kel Knits. It's a new knitting podcast which I started watching and I'm enjoying her. She's an Aussie living in Germany, in Kassel, and yeah, she already gives me inspirations. She had on her Instagram account a lovely knitted sweater, and it's the Easy Eyelid Sweater by, I believe, a Canadian designer. I'm not sure, but it's yeah, it's now high on my list. It's a knitting pattern. But one of my plans this year is to become better with the knitting. I've also started watching Kriya Bia's podcast, also a knitting podcast. I haven't seen too many crochet podcasts popping up lately. I would love to see more crochet podcasts. So if you're out there watching this because you love crochet, then maybe start your own podcast and share your makes with us. I would love that. Someone sent with their yarn, I can't remember which one. Might have been this one here, a fortune cookie. And in that fortune cookie, I opened it. I wanted to open it here on the podcast, but I thought, oh, maybe it's just a stupid thing, like a voucher for washing up your dishes or stuff like that. So I didn't. I opened it up and it said, merci, thank you. And on the other side, it says in German, this one here. So in English, it would be something like, you shine brighter than the sun. No, I don't. I don't. But the thing is, if I can make you smile at least once when you watch this, even if it's just because I'm silly or if I'm just stupid, then mission accomplished. So I hope I was able to brighten your day, and I will talk to you soon again. Bye!